Former President Trump was back in court today and did something that no defendant in any criminal case ever does. He talked again about his willingness to go to jail.
This judge has given me a gag order and said you'll go to jail if you violate it. And frankly, you know what? Our Constitution is much more important than jail. It's not even close. I'll do that sacrifice any day.
All right, the judge said after allegedly Donald Trump violated a gag order again, it's apparent that monetary fines have not and will not suffice. He went on to say, therefore, future violations of its lawful orders by the court will be punishable by incarceration. So if Trump breaks the gag order again, he could end up behind bars. Our good friend, Michael Discioarro, is here, New York City criminal defense attorney. Is the judge being a little bit like, I don't know, like somebody you are, you know, like with your kid, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to throw you in your room. You're going to have to stay in your room. If you do it the next time, 10 times he violates the gag order. At what point does the world decide the judge ain't that serious?
Thanks for having me, Leland. He's absolutely doing that. The judge is hoping for one thing. Can I run out this clock before I actually have to do something? Because the idea of placing Donald Trump in jail, I want to give you viewers a technical thing. Once you go into Rikers, once you go into the custody of corrections, which is the door behind the court. So once somebody goes in, they open that door, you are now in the custody of corrections. You must give up your cell phone. You must give up all your communications. You must give up everything you have on you. That means removing his ability to communicate with his voters, which, if you believe the polls, he seems to be leading in the polls. So this is something this judge does not want to do in any way, shape, or form.
This would be my question, why he doesn't want to do this, right? I mean, I think reasonable people can agree that Judge Merchan is an avid Democratic enthusiast in terms of his political leanings. Does he not want to do it, you think, because of the precedent it sets, or does he not want to do it because it's going to get overturned on appeals and he'll be even more embarrassed, or does he not want to do it because it's going to, I think by any reasonable estimation, really help Donald Trump?
Well, to be benevolent to the judge, I think he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to take away the right of 80 some odd million people hearing from this candidate. This is the most unique criminal defendant in the history of the United States. So for a state judge, and let's remember, he's a state judge in what essentially is county court, right? To put him in prison. Additionally, the corrections department would have such a nightmare on their hands. There are no luxury boxes for the former president. There's no, I heard that the spokesman say we'll find a way to house him. Where?
Yeah, well, the Secret Service will have a thing or two to say as well. Is there like home confinement for contempt of court? Could he say, okay, you got to do 2 days at Trump Tower and you can't leave?
He could, but that presents a whole host of issues. Who's going to enforce it? Are you going to send court officers there, or is it because the Secret Service is not under the jurisdiction of a state judge?
Right.
So we're really it's a unique situation that look. I think there's 2 more weeks of this trial, and this judge is just going to go, all right, we're done. Has
Trump sort of outfoxed the judge in a way?
I think
he
has.
Him?
I think he has, in that Trump understands what's at stake. I think both of these men understand what's at stake in putting him in jail. And I think they're both very savvy. And if the judge was unsavvy, he would have put him in already, which would have been a huge mistake.
Fascinating. Michael, you have been spot on through this all and really sort of uncanny in your ability to predict and see into the future. We'll talk as the trial continues. Looking forward to the testimony of Michael Cohen, as you called months and months ago. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.